Now, one of the things that is positive about this is that there's a lot more breadth. The literature is really exploding in a lot of ways. And there's a lot more depth about boards and understanding board work as compared to probably 20 years ago. We've gotten more sophisticated in several ways. I'm not going to spend much time on this unless there's a particular reason you want to know about it. But one of the great things is that we're moving beyond sort of classical board theories, from theories in an academic sense, to be much more inclusive and engaged. And in fact, some of these things are now bringing research traditions, different kinds of research traditions that better help us understand things that we've just ignored from the research side. Stewardship and stakeholder theory, looking, for example, specifically at, well, who are the critical stakeholders and how do relationships with stakeholders productively evolve, or what are the implications of that? And a couple of your questions are tied to some of that. Focus on some of the strategic management, and I'll come back and talk about why that's relevant. There's a number of resource kinds of theories, if you will, resource dependency, things like that, and those help us get more pragmatic and practical about this. One of the things, by the way, that does worry me is that a good share of our colleagues in the nonprofit board research world, the academic folks, actually have relatively little experience, sometimes no experience, in the real world of boards and governance. Now, by the way, for better or worse, I've been accused of being, and accurately so, a pracademic. I am a pracademic. I'm a practitioner academic. I work a lot. Our Midwest Center for Nonprofit Leadership, a unit that I lead, works with about 200 agencies a year. About 110 of those are board development projects, things like that. I probably worked with 150 or 60 boards personally in my career, and have seen the best and the worst. Actually, don't see a lot of mid-range. It's the ones that are really in trouble and the ones that are really great that call us a lot. That may be your experience in your work too. And one of the things that's interesting is that the researchers are mostly playing to a system of brownie points, if you will, that leads them to focus on fairly arcane or narrow things where there's a lot of data out there already. And so one of the things that we're just seeing people getting into more now are research projects that get them into real board dynamics, board operations. It's very easy to run statistical analyses on things like board composition and financial performance, because you can run heavy quantitative models on all that stuff. And there's some of that that's useful and interesting, but there's a lot that, frankly, has been overlooked.